Well, how do you build on going 10-0?
We don't really talk about it. I mean, we didn't talk about it while we did it. I'm not talking about it now. We just work. And, our kids are just, I'm anxious to see how we handle being the hunted instead of the hunter. We got targets on our back, and we know that. But I've told them all off season that, when you have a target on your back, you take it off your back and you put it on your chest so you see who's shooting arrows at you. Embrace it. Embrace the fact that we got targets on our back, but put it on your chest so you know who's shooting at you. So we'll see how our guys respond. We lost a good group, but we feel pretty comfortable with the guys we got back.
Coach, tell us a little bit about these players right here.
On the end, Kentrell is a receiver. Khalil King is a receiver. They're the only two seniors on offense. All right, they're only two seniors on the offensive field in the 2 deep. That we expect them to be leaders. We expect them to make plays. They're very hard workers. Football means a lot to them. And they've turned themselves into pretty good leaders. Right here is Will Hall. He's a safety. So all 3 of these guys are high character kids, and they work their butts off.
Senior?
All 3 of them, yeah.
Okay, for the players yourselves, Coach has been there a while. Y'all been with the program for a little bit. In the past years before, Jackson-Olin didn't get much attention. Last year, you started getting a lot of attention. Now, like Coach said, y'all are the honey. How have you guys prepared for that? I mean, what has that changed you mentally?
Just make sure we stay humble and just make sure we continue to do what we've been doing. Just continue to grind and make sure we keep our eyes on the prize.
Basically, like Coach B said, but now that we got that target, we want to put it on our chest so we can see where everybody is and what they're showing at us, so we can be prepared and ready for what's coming.
During the years, he taught us how to manage ourselves, how to stay humble, and how to stay low-key with everything we do.
You guys have been so strong defensively the last few years, and that's the side of the ball where you guys have produced, these SEC Power 5 type prospects, and you got another one this year. Just tell us a little bit about that side of the ball and what you expect from that group.
Well, we lost a handful of seniors over there that have been with us a while and played a lot of football. We feel like we still got some guys that can play pretty good football that are still here. But we're going to throw some freshmen in the mix. We'll probably have anywhere from 3 or 4 freshmen on defense starting. So
You got some names you want to give us on that?
not yet.
You don't want to reveal it?
No, I don't want them to think they're starting. They're all competing with each other. But we do know we're going to throw some freshmen out there, and they're talented. They're just babies, But so we'll see. I still think our defense has a chance to be okay because the defensive line. Anytime you're good in the trenches, you got a chance, and we feel like our defensive line is still going to be a strength.
Will you guys move Quindarius around, or will he pretty much play at that end outside linebacker type spot?
I mean, he's going.
Are you ready to tell us anything?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. If I tell you, I had to kill you, so I'm not going to tell you. But no, he's a defensive end. He's going to have his hand down most of the time. But he is a talented kid. So depending on week to week, I'm sure Coach Bush, defensive coordinator, I'm sure they'll come up with different things for him because he is ultra talented.
For Kentrell and Khalil, Coach said you guys are the only 2 seniors on offense. What do you think that's going to be like? Because teams come through here these last couple of days, and everybody they would love to line up 11 seniors every year, but you guys won't be in that position. So just tell us what you think that's going to be like.
Just have to become a leader. Make sure everybody younger than us follow us so we can be good people, so we lead them the right way, lead them to success.
For me, it's pretty big my last year, and I really love football, so it means a lot. I want to make sure the other guys know what they're doing and have everything they need when I leave out.
For the players, social media has made a big impact in the last couple of years. What do you guys do during the week? Has social media changed for the way you guys prepare for the game?
Just really don't be on it like that.
We just entertain feedback on social media.
Yeah, that's one thing the coaches don't play about. going back and forth with other teams and other players on social media. That's something that we really don't do. And with me, since the season ended from last year, I haven't really been on it for real, so I don't keep up with it. I just put everything towards football.
Coach, how has that changed for you guys as far as recruiting and all that jazz with y'all?
You know, I mean, anytime we can promote our program, promote our kids, we're going to do it. But in terms of their Facebook, I'm friends with everyone on our team on Facebook. And if they know if there's something on there that shouldn't be there, that's not a good representation of us, I'm going to see it pretty quick. And they're going to get it off quicker. So, you know, we monitor that pretty heavily because we just, you know, somebody can take one phrase and turn it into a big deal. So we tell them to monitor what they do, and we watch it very, very closely.
How has tools like Huddle, Max Preps changed the game for you?
I mean, even for Huddle, you know, now you can send a highlight clip to college coaches, but via text. You just send a text of a link, you know, so we do that a lot, you know, and that just makes me think when I first got in it, the old VHS tapes, you know, you got 2 VCRs lined up side by side. You got 10 or 12, how many games you played that year in VHS tapes stacked up. You know, here you got your master, you find the highlights, you push play, you push record, you push pause, and you go to find, I mean, it took forever. And then you had to make copies of that VHS tape. So putting kids out there then compared to now is obviously night and day, and it does nothing but help the kids. It helps get
players.
exposure.
Do you guys use Huddle and stuff like that to scout other teams that you're coming up against to see, maybe find weaknesses? And
Yeah, that and like practices when we see what we're doing wrong, and when we play, like, they go back and correct us and let us know what all we did wrong, what all we need to fix to get better each and every day.
You know, we're talking about Huddle and social media. I mean, you're kind of an old school guy, but your dad is definitely an old school guy. So what does he think about that, about the kind of tools that you and your players have at your disposal?
I really don't think he has an opinion of it. Like he's so oblivious to whatever it is, he doesn't have an opinion on it. I mean, it's, you know, he does know how hard it used to be to make highlight films and get them out. And now, like, you know, he'll see me on my phone, and I said, I just sent the film to this coach. And he just kind of looks at me. So he doesn't really understand it. But
He appreciates the ease that you.
He does.
He doesn't really understand exactly.
it kind of amazes him.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really get into it because it's too amazing for him. Mm-hmm. So he just kind of lets it go.
And you guys are on the totally opposite end of that spectrum. Like, your whole lives, pretty much, you've been able to use a smartphone or to, you know, I mean, do you guys even make phone calls, or do you just text your friends?
Yeah,
I mean,
basically both.
most time, basically both.
Mm-hmm.
We still call and still text.
We started out this where I asked Coach about the 10-0, and he said that you guys don't talk about it. What do you guys think about that, and the idea that he brought up that, you know, that you guys are you're a known commodity now, so you know you are more of the hunted and not the hunter anymore.
Yeah, it's very good being 10-0, but like it ain't nothing like going all the way, finishing everything out. That'll make us a bigger team, make even more people want to play against us, winning the whole thing, winning the state.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Well, we don't really like to talk about it too much because we feel like when we talk about it, we're going to get beside ourselves, get a big old head on us. So we don't like to talk about it, but like he said, we like to put the target in front so we can see who's shooting at us, so we know how to fight back and how to come.
10-0, just really don't like to talk about it like that, but I just feel like we should have did way better, but everything don't turn out always be perfect, but at least we know where to start from. Right?
For the players, what are the biggest lessons that you took away from last season?
Never get the big head. Always stay humble.
What about you guys?
Never give up. Fight to the end.
Yeah, that's one of my main ones. Fight to the end, never giving up. First quarter of the last game, first 2 quarters, it wasn't pretty good. Everybody heads are down, halftime. We wasn't how we usually be when the game first starts. But before the game ended, we was looking more like a team. We was looking more like Jackson-Olin football. And even though we didn't get the win, it brought us in together. Seeing those seniors go out playing their last game with us, everybody crying that they really did something to us. So this year we gonna make it all right.
And all of you guys are seniors. You know, for a long time, Jackson-Olin didn't make the playoffs. 2 out of the last 3 years, you guys have gotten in, but you're still searching for that playoff win. Is that goal number one, or might it be something else?
Well,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You know, we don't really set goals. We don't set expectations. We just don't. Because I think sometimes you set a goal, you don't reach it, you feel like you've, not had a good year. And if you set a goal too low and you go past it, you feel like, well, I've made my goal. But that's definitely the next step we got to take. I mean, it's just the next step of our program. That Decatur game, we got down 28-7. We fumbled the kickoff. We fumbled from the center snap. We just did some things we hadn't done. So we got down 28-7 third quarter, and our kids came firing back and ended up losing 35-32. We just kind of ran out of time. I wish we would have started the game like we ended it, but you don't get a chance to do that in the playoffs, and that's what we got to understand as a program. You don't get do-overs. You don't get to re-kick. You don't get to re-snap or re-throw, or you don't get do-overs. And to make that next step in our program, we've got to take that from the practice field where you don't get do-overs to the game.
Coach, tell us about your kicking game this season.
We got a kicker. His name's Amadou Ba. He's going to be a junior. He's worked his butt off, and he's really gotten better. So I feel like last year we weren't there, so we went for 2 pretty much every time all year.
Yeah, that's fine.
But he's really worked himself, and he's starting to get confident in himself. He's starting to gain everybody else's confidence in him.
How did you guys find him?
He's been there. Okay. He's been there. He was there as a freshman. He was there last year as a sophomore. He just, he was just little. He wasn't really ready, but he practices. I mean, he practices a lot. I mean, a lot. Like in the off season, he just came in there when it's cold and wet and said, "Coach, give me some balls." All right, I'd give him balls and go out there and kick, into the net and just. So he's really worked. And we went to Hueytown a few weeks ago for 11-on-11, and he kicked 3 extra points and a 30-yard field goal. So it's kind of exciting that we can hopefully get that 7th point. We score touchdowns and be in earshot of a 3-pointer.
So all of you guys were nodding your head like, ooh, kind of like that's a sigh of relief that you have somebody to do it. I mean, did you guys feel it seems like there would be some pressure every time you score a touchdown when okay, hey, we got to line up and go for 2. Just so when you guys talk about that, sort of the relief of feeling like you got a guy who can go out there and make an extra point?
Well, last year it wasn't, like you said, we wasn't really expecting a field goal every time it came out. We was looking for the 2. But now that we got Bob, he's working hard to be good at the position that he's at, it makes me happy because last year he wasn't who he is now. And it shows me, that tells me he's a lot. It tells me he wants it, and he wants to be out there with us.
Coach, tell us who's going to be doing the return game for you. The other end of special teams.
Right.
Who's going to be your man? One of these 3 gentlemen, or is it going to be?
He thinks he is.
Committee?
No, but Khalil will be one of them. We got a Marion Brown and a Brian Adams and Markel Williams. We got a few guys back there that want to get it and run fast, try to make people miss. So we'll see.
Put you in that position to maybe get that field goal that you might need to win that game.
It'd be nice,
Did you guys use instant replay last year? Will you guys have it at your place this year? What do you think about it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really smart enough to know when to throw the red flag and when you can't. So I don't know. There's never really a time when, because I don't know how many angles you'll actually have of a camera that'll actually make a difference. There's replay in college and pros. They got cameras on the pylon. So you get a lot more angles. So I don't know how the angles that we provide, the end zone and the wide, will really give that much of a difference. Mm-hmm. So we just, there was only one school we played last year that did it. So, we won't do it this year. And
so you guys did have a game where it was available?
Yes.
But you didn't use it?
I don't think either team used it.
Okay.
We will have a replay on our Jumbotron, so that I will be cussing at the refs and telling them to look, but they won't look. But so we will not have the replay, like that.
Coach, here's another question for you. You've been there, what, 3 years?
Going on 7.
7 years.
Yeah.
Okay, what have you done to build Jackson-Olin football back up in the community? What do you guys do with the community efforts to bring the pride and the community back to Jackson-Olin? Besides winning games.
Right. The biggest thing from day one is just keep our kids. I mean, we have a very talented community. We have 6 Little League parks, from Pratt City to Central Park to Inslee, to East Inslee to AG and Wylam Gators. And we have 6 Little League parks who are very strong. And what I like to tell people is you pick a park over the mountain, under or around the mountain. Just pick one. Bring them over to East Inslee or Wylam on a Saturday morning or Central Park in the fall. And our communities, they're not going to lose a game. Well, sometime around middle school, it starts flipping. Those same communities, when it gets to high school, those schools are strongest. It turns. They're the stronger ones than these because a lot of the kids from here leave. So my personal goal from day one was to keep them. And now we've gone down to our middle school teams where we had, when I first got there was 5 different middle school teams in our feeder pattern. Well, now they're consolidating schools and realigning. There was going to be 2, Green Acres and Bush Hills. Now we made a move last couple weeks. We're combining them. So we're going to have 1 feeder middle school of football, Jackson-Olin Middle School football. So those kids are going to play under the JO umbrella. There are kids. So you'll have kids from 3 different middle schools playing under Jackson-Olin Middle School football.
And, I mean, when you were coming up playing, I mean, at Homewood, that's what
you did.
Everybody did, right? And so, I mean, it seems like this should be another piece of building what you want to build. I know they haven't played a game yet, but just how do you foresee the power of that, of all of those guys funneling into one program under one?
Well, they had a 7-on-7 last week, and they practiced one day, and they went 5-0, and they won the little 7-0 championship. So 7-on-7 championship. So there's a lot of talent in our communities, and we're just trying to streamline it and keep them. We're trying to give the community a reason to send their kids to JO. For so long, the kids get to high school, they didn't go to JO, they went other places to play football. We've kept them. Everybody's like, where are these kids coming from? Well, Q went to Green Acres and Bush. I mean, they came out of here. TD went to Central Park. He's lived in Green Acres. That's where he came from. These kids have been here. We've just kept them. And we're trying to reach down. We're going to have a youth camp next Sunday. I'll get all our Little League kids together. So hopefully all the Little League parks will funnel into the middle school that will come straight to us.
And Kentrell, when Coach is talking about that, you're up there smiling and nodding your head. I mean, how does it make you feel to know that, hey, all of these kids growing up are going to funnel into my school?
Pretty good, because it wasn't like that when I was when I was in middle school and when I was coming up. It wasn't like that. When I first came in, we had to learn and adjust to everything. By them being up under us, they gonna already know it. They gonna already have that communication, that bond. They already together. It's already gonna be a team before it even gets started. And that's what I like most, because with that, everybody's already together. It's a brotherhood, and it ain't nothing like playing for Jackson-Olin. So as you playing for Jackson-Olin Middle, it's gonna get better and better every year.
What middle school did you go to?
Green Acres.
And then you came to Jackson-Olin as a freshman?
Yes, sir.
So did you feel like that freshman year was all of you guys becoming Jackson-Olin Mustangs?
Yeah, but it wasn't how it is now, or how it was last year, because we wasn't playing, we wasn't really touching the field how we wanted to. We wasn't really taking it serious. But as we progressed and got better and learned, we took it more serious. Stopped taking days off.
You didn't have this growing because you were coming up, and now you've got these young kids, middle school guys, looking up to you guys as the leaders.
Yes, sir.
How's that feel?
Feel pretty good, especially them being that some on us watching them. The next day we play a game and they watching us. It feels pretty good.